It was planned that today would be Black Monday and there would be one of the worst financial crashes ever. It didn't happen though. Instead, the markets really got back up from their lows even though most of them were down. In this video, I'd like to talk about why that happened and whether the market is finally starting to get what we've been talking about when it comes to tariffs. I want to show you something interesting in this movie that I think will really change the way you think about tariffs and show you that this is not the same as a financial meltdown. Your help is very much appreciated as always. Thanks a lot. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Another thing is that if you ever need to buy XRP, you can find my best exchange in the video's description. Anyway, I'll listen right away and I hope you guys enjoy what's being said. To start this movie, I'd like to share something I wrote last night when I had some time to myself and write something down. Also, for those who don't know, I usually make these movies up on the spot. It's just my honest opinions about what I see happening in the market, but I really wanted to make something that would really show what I think about this tax situation as a whole. I wanted to share it with you because I think it shows how I feel about what's coming next, what we need to do, and what the risk is on the bottom. This is the post I wrote about X last night. I just want to read it through and then break it down a bit more. The post says that Trump talked about taxes all through his campaign. How the market reacts to taxes doesn't show whether they work or not. Tariffs take a long time to work out. People who say they are only a way to negotiate are missing the point. They are a key part of Trump's ideas about how the government should make money. He's running the government like a company. It is what it is, whether you like it or not. Rates of duty make sense to me. Robotics and AI will completely change the way people work. The US would be bad at strategy if it let other countries take the lead in this new arms race. Trump wants to bring industry back to the United States. For long-term safety, I think that's a good idea. When people talk about taxes, they act like the stock market shows what their real goals are. It doesn't. This is a long-term plan to change the US economy and bring more investment back to the country. You can dislike taxes, but don't use the stock market to judge how well they work. If the plan stays in place, the real results, reshored industry and economic security, will show up in 4 to 6 years. What do I really mean by this? Most people are freaking out about tariffs right now because of how the stock market reacted to them. What the stock market did, though, was just a guess about how taxes will turn out. Tariffs will not have any real effects until years from now. It will take years to know if they were successful or not. So what we're seeing now isn't an emotional reaction. The market shows how it feels about these taxes through its actions. It's not my job to say whether that's a good or bad thing or even whether the market is right or wrong. For now, though, the market is just guessing, and that's the most important thing to keep in mind. The market is guessing what the long-term effects of tariffs will be, and it's very scared right now because it doesn't know what will happen. There have been other times recently when we were unsure, but this is very different. I'd like to show you a very interesting chart. The VIX is shown here. The VIX shows how unsure and volatile the market is. Basically, the VIX goes up a lot whenever there is a major problem. So 2008 was clearly a huge disaster, and so was COVID. Now we see the VIX going through those levels, which are similar to those in 2008 or COVID. When you compare this to other big VIX spikes, what's so interesting about now is that this one is really a planned demolition. Trump knew that these taxes would probably make the market go down. How does he understand that? Well, he put taxes in place during his first term, and the market didn't like them. Soon after, the market realized that these events would not be very bad and that the economy was still doing well. And it looks like the market is afraid of the same things it was afraid of during Trump's first term. We'll see how it acts this time around. I think the market will decide that companies are still doing well in the end. A lot of businesses say, we figured out how to deal with the tariffs, and now everything is fine, but we don't know that yet. The market is still going down because there is still doubt. But what's the big difference between COVID, the housing market crash of 2008, and the tax situation we're in now? Well, it's really very easy. That the current administration is in charge of the tariff situation we're going through right now is the biggest change. This is what they have chosen to do. The financial crisis of 2008 wasn't something that people picked. COVID wasn't either. No one knew when these things were going to end because they just appeared out of nowhere. There was no idea what would happen in the end. And there wasn't really a stop button. There is a stop button now, which is different. Tomorrow Trump might tweet. He could tweet right now that the tariffs are over. I chose to change my mind. That might happen. The market would go down all of a sudden. The uncertainty we've been going through right now would be totally fixed by going up a lot. Many people now say, "Oh, I pray and hope that happens." As for me, I'm not always one of those guys. For me, it seems like these tariffs were meant to bring industry back to the United States over the next 4 to 10 years. What the market does today or tomorrow doesn't matter. It's what I think makes the US stronger in the long run, and I know that people from other countries are watching who don't care about how good American manufacturing is. But here's the thing. Trump isn't trying to boost the stock market. He definitely wants the stock market to rise, and he believes this will make it happen in the long term. But as we said before, what we're seeing now is just the market's emotional response to the idea of tariffs, not how they are actually put in place. No matter how long these taxes last, they will be safe and effective for years, not just a few months or weeks. Because of this, it's very important to know that Trump has a lot of power to change policy or even stop everything, things that weren't possible during COVID and the financial collapse of 2008. For that reason, Trump can decide at any time, hey, these tariffs aren't working out the way they thought they would, the market is getting too bad, the political nature of this whole thing is out of my control at this point, I need to back off. The market would respond in kind. People didn't think the vaccines would even work, so there was no magic bullet for COVID. For the 2008 crisis, there is no magic bullet. People didn't know what the other side would look like, and these were the things that made a lot of people crazy and scared. But the VIX is almost acting the same way, and that makes me think the market doesn't really get what's going on right now. I think it's a lot less serious than that, and the danger level of what we're going through now isn't even close to that. Right now, what we're seeing is progress. And I want to tell you something that makes me think this is more than just Trump's wild idea. There are already signs of other countries giving up. And the next move in the market will depend a lot on where people give up. Now I want you to listen to Scott Bessent talk about how the tariffs have helped renegotiate some of the trade deals that Trump wanted to change. All of this is part of a bigger plan to change the way the US economy works. It takes time to do these things. The market still doesn't get these things. As I already said, the market is reacting based on emotions, and the markets will need to see real numbers and proof that the plan is working before they will change their minds. But, as I said before, this happened during Trump's first term. We had taxes, and the market didn't like them. People in the market were scared. Then what do you think? After everything didn't go wrong, the market thought, okay, maybe this will work after all. The market went back up after the correction. Pay attention, because the fact that we've already reached this point of growth should show you that Trump is already in charge. He can already say that he won big. Let me play this for you before I break it down. I'll play the movie first. The first part was the most important, so I'll end it there. Around 60 to 70 countries have already agreed to talk. That gives Trump full control. He can't end taxes right now if he wants to. He can say, all right, we're done. It was agreed upon, again, that taxes will not be used. That doesn't need to happen though, so I don't think it will. I believe what I stressed in the beginning of this post was that it's more than just a way to negotiate. Trump can now end this whole thing if he needs to. He can say, we renegotiated all of these trade deals, it was just a bargaining chip, and everything will go back to normal. The most important thing is that he has power. But if the market crashed, no one was renegotiating, and he had to stop taxes, it would look like a terrible failure. But he already has the win under his belt. Except for the prices of assets, everything has gone his way if he can convince the market, that is. The market will keep going up as long as they keep reassuring everyone that they can handle the taxes in a way that doesn't hurt the economy as a whole. And just like in Trump's first term, some taxes will be put in place and some will be taken away. There will also be renegotiations, and we'll see where things end up.